One of the easiest things we forget as we get older is the importance of still doing really hard intervals and intense workouts. I think it's been said that if you're over 30, for general populations, you might never sprint again. I think that's an incredible statistic, to think most people never sprint again after 30. But that links to what this video is all about, which is your VO2 max. And as we get older, like I said, it's very easy to get into the habit of going on nice rides, long distance, but forgetting that really hard effort. And as we age, after about your 30s, you start to lose about 10% of your VO2 max every decade. So by the time you're 60 and 70, it can drop off a cliff edge. And what is your VO2 max? Well, it's the maximum amount of oxygen you can use in a minute. And the reason we want to keep it as high as possible is because it's a really good indicator of your health span and longevity and how well you will do as you get older. People who are more sprightly when they're older and can do more things generally have a higher VO2 max. So what can we do about it? Luckily, quite a lot. So what I've been trying to do through the winter is keep up at least once a week doing a VO2 max session or workout, and to keep that VO2 max at a reasonable level. And probably in the summer or in the spring I'll start doing more of those to really push that VO2 max and that top end of cycling. As I said, it's very easy as you get older just to do nice long rides, have a cafe stop, and you don't always push yourself to that sort of limit. And it's only by doing that that you really develop your VO2 max. So what are VO2 max sessions? Well, they're basically workouts above your threshold, which is that level at which you can ride hard for about an hour, where your body is keeping just on top of the lactate you produce and is clearing it, and it's that balance point which is known as your threshold. And the fitter you are, the longer you can keep off that lactate. If you're enjoying this content and you've watched a few of my videos and enjoy them, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, so you're notified of more videos like this on the channel. So I've got a few videos on the channel about VO2 max and VO2 max efforts, but as I said, I'm still trying to do those over the winter to maintain it. So a VO2 max session is going to be something short and hard. They range from multiple 30-second efforts up to about 6, 7 or 8 minutes. A very common one, or a very good place to start, is 1 or 2 minute intervals, where basically you do a good warm-up and then you ride as hard as you can for a minute, but not going too hard in the beginning. All these intervals should be somewhat paced, where you can maintain the effort across the minute. But it's going to be hard, and at the end you might not think you could have gone on for much longer, and then you can have a minute off and do it again, and maybe start with 5 or 6 of those and gradually build up. Maybe do 2 sets of 10 with a 10 or 15 minute break in the middle. And there are hundreds of types of VO2 max intervals you can do. You could do the same with 2 minute intervals. You could start reducing the time you have a break in between. So instead of 1 minute on, 1 minute off, it could be a minute on, 30 seconds off. The idea is to strain that aerobic system beyond threshold and really push yourself. It really hurts, but it does do you good. And as you get better, fitter, stronger, you'll find you can do more of those and try to do longer ones. One of the classics is 5-minute efforts, and again holding it for that same sort of power across the 5 minute, whatever that might be. And heart rate wise, it's going to be probably up to about 90% of max heart rate, so you are going to be feeling it. But by doing that, you strain that oxygen system, and your body responds by increasing your VO2 max and the length of time you can work in that hard zone. Another benefit of those VO2 max intervals, especially if you ride with a group, is you develop that repeatability of being able to ride, you know, up a short climb quite hard, have a rest, and do it again. And it's often your VO2 max that lets you down on those sorts of rides where it's quite punchy. And if you are a group rider, it's quite a good tool to have in your toolkit, that ability to ride hard for a few minutes and then repeat it. So if you want to develop and have longevity in sport or generally in life, you need to be doing those hard efforts. So what do you do? Do you do regular hard intervals to try to work at your VO2 max, or are you going to? Drop it in the comments below. I'll put a link down below to some of my other videos that talk about VO2 max and how to develop it. Well, I hope you found the video useful. If you did, don't forget to click that like button, and until next time, bye for now.